Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. My name is Jason Edgecombe, and right now I am angry. I am very, very angry. Doesn't matter why. But I thought I would try making a video about anger and what it's like to be angry on the autism spectrum, in the hopes that it might help me deal with it. So, in advance, I apologize for this video and how it's not going to be pleasant and casual and lovely like they normally are. And I also would like to thank you for listening and giving me this opportunity to try and get it out of me. So what does anger feel like for somebody who is on the autism spectrum? What does anger feel like for me? Pain. It starts in my head, usually, and will start to spread out from there. My neck will get stiff and sore. My back will start to ache. Every ache and pain and injury I've ever had will come back to me in a stark relief. It'll be as if I just suffered the injury again, and it'll be all over, all at once. I'll shake when it gets really bad. Not just my hands, but my body and everything. I become jittery and unable to sit still. I have to move. Anger is a battle. It's a battle I fight with myself because on the one hand, I'm angry. I don't just get mad. I don't get pissed off. I get murderously angry. I become consumed with rage when this sort of thing happens. And it's so odd because on the one hand I can feel the anger and the desire to wreck something, to destroy. Because that's what you want to do when you're angry. You want to hurt things. Or at least that's what I want to do. And on the other hand, there's not enough brain space when I'm angry. On the other hand, there's the conscious, logical part of my brain which holds the other half in check, that stops me from hurting anything, from releasing that anger. And when I'm just starting to get mad, it's reasonably easy because the logical mind is so much more in control. It's calculated, it's powerful in its technique and its skill because it's able to subdue and subvert the anger, if that makes any sense to you guys. But anger is powerful. It's a tragically strong emotion. I've struggled with anger management almost my entire life. And I get into a vicious cycle. I get angry and then I control that anger. I try and bury it because releasing it is usually dangerous. And then I get ashamed. I get ashamed because I shouldn't be this angry over whatever it is. Because it never is worth that. It never justifies how angry I get. And then that shame turns into stress, and anxiety turns into worry, which becomes more anger, because I'm angry that I've become stressed. And then I'm ashamed because I've become angry, and then I'm stressed because I'm ashamed. And then it becomes anger again, and it feeds into itself and bleeds. And my wife is amazing. You know that. I know that. But when she gets annoyed at something, 5 minutes later she's fine. It's gone. I don't know how she does it. I really don't. If I could figure it out, I'd do it. But I have no idea how. But she does it. We'll have an argument, or we'll get upset at something, and she'll 5 minutes later just click. She's not angry anymore. It takes me about 4 hours to get to that same state of mind, and I haven't actually gotten rid of what made me upset. It's still there. I've just buried it and locked it up tightly. But then I have days but that doesn't work. Today's one of those days. Where the calculated, controlling mind is no longer able to hold my anger in check because it's built up. Because one thing has happened and I've been angry, and that cycle starts. And then another thing happens, and I get angry again. And it feeds in to the first bit of anger because I haven't finished getting rid of it yet. I haven't finished bleeding it off. And it goes again and again and again. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And I probably sound crazy right now. Until I reach a warning point. No, that's not the right word. I reach a critical point where my analytical mind is no longer capable of controlling and subduing my emotional, angry side. I haven't learned how to properly deal with that yet when it gets there. I do as much preventative stuff as I can. I try and de-stress. I try and bleed the anger off in little bits so it sort of calms down, but sometimes I'm just not able to. And right now, and for most of my life, I have only ever had two choices when it's come to that. And I would love to have a third or a ninth. I haven't figured that out yet. The two choices are: one, hurt myself, or two, hurt something else. Because that anger needs to go somewhere. I can't process it, I can't get rid of it, it needs to be released. I found that aggressive physical movement sort of bleeds the anger away reasonably well. This is where my martial arts has helped, because I can do kata or forms and actions, I can do them quite powerfully and aggressively, and it bleeds some of the anger away. When I was a child, I used to hurt myself. I never cut myself or anything like that. But I'd hit myself, or I'd hit something that I knew would hurt me if I did it. One thing I used to do, particularly around math, when I would get upset and angry over me not being able to do it, is I would hit myself in the forehead like this, again and again and again. I've never hurt another person. I have never struck another human being in anger like this, not that I can remember, which doesn't mean I haven't. Or at the very least I haven't for a long, long time. Put my fist through the wall once. Broke a barrier in my parents' house that they'd set up to keep the cat downstairs. Chopped wood once. That was actually surprisingly effective. I went out and chopped like 3 weeks worth of wood. I was really angry that day. I'm sorry, guys. I am. This is not the kind of video that I thought I wanted to make when I started this channel. I don't enjoy being angry. I really don't. But I haven't yet really learned a way to stop it. And I take this as a personal failing. But it is one that I have not given up on overcoming. Final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. We always have a choice as to what we do. Even when we're angry. Even when we're sad or upset. I believe we always have a choice. And this is where I believe that I am unbelievably strong. If you don't mind me saying something like that, because I have never once in a long, long time, 10 years at least, failed to make the choice not to hurt someone that I cared about. Thank you very much, guys. Stay awesome.